Let's travel back 4,000 years to the Vedic culture of ancient India. Turmeric wasn't just a spice or a medicine, it was considered sacred. I'm Finn, and welcome to Nature's Vault, where we uncover the forgotten wisdom of the natural world. Today, we're unlocking the secrets of turmeric, the golden healer that was once worth more than gold, sparked ancient trade wars, and is now forcing modern medicine to rewrite the textbooks. The ancient Sanskrit texts called it Haridra, meaning dear to Hari, one of the names of Lord Vishnu. Hindu priests used it in every major ceremony. Weddings, births, funerals, turmeric was there, marking life's most important moments. But why? Why was this root so revered? The ancient healers believed turmeric held the energy of the Divine Mother, the sun's healing power captured in plant form. They used it for everything, from purifying the blood to protecting against evil spirits. And here's what's fascinating, modern science is now proving that what ancient mystics called spiritual energy, we call anti-inflammatory compounds. By 700 AD, turmeric had reached China. By the 13th century, Marco Polo mentioned it in his writings, amazed to find a root that looked and tasted like saffron but cost a fraction of the price. Arab traders called it Indian saffron, and it became one of the most valuable commodities on the Silk Road. But here's the twist. While Europeans were obsessed with black pepper and cinnamon, they overlooked turmeric. They thought it was just a cheap dye, a poor man's substitute for real medicine. They had no idea what they were missing. Fast forward to 1815. Two German scientists, Vogel and Pelletier, isolated a compound from turmeric and named it curcumin. It was bright yellow, bitter, and chemically fascinating. But then, nothing. For over 150 years, curcumin sat in obscurity. Until 1987. That's when Dr. Bharat Agarwal at MD Anderson Cancer Center started asking a simple question. Why do Indians have such low rates of Alzheimer's, cancer, and arthritis compared to Americans? The answer led him to curcumin, and what he discovered would change medicine forever. Pause for effect. Curcumin doesn't just fight one disease. It fights the root cause of almost every chronic illness, inflammation. Let me explain why this is revolutionary. When you cut your finger, it gets red and swollen, that's acute inflammation, and it's good. It's your body healing. But chronic inflammation? That's different. That's when your immune system attacks your own body, day after day, year after year. It's like a fire that never goes out. Chronic inflammation causes Alzheimer's and dementia, heart disease, cancer, arthritis, depression, diabetes, autoimmune diseases. It's the silent killer behind nearly every major disease in the modern world. Visual, curcumin molecular structure. And here's where turmeric becomes extraordinary. Curcumin blocks inflammation at the molecular level. It turns off the genes that cause inflammation. It's like finding the master switch that controls pain and disease in your body. But the studies get even more incredible. Visual, research highlights appearing on screen. In 2014, researchers found that curcumin was as effective as Prozac for treating depression, without the side effects. In 2012, a study showed it worked better than anti-inflammatory drugs for rheumatoid arthritis. In 2015, scientists discovered it could cross the blood-brain barrier, meaning it can actually reach your brain and protect it from Alzheimer's. Over 10,000 peer-reviewed studies have now been published on curcumin. 10,000. Visual, cancer cells, laboratory research. And here's the one that stops everyone in their tracks. Multiple studies show curcumin can kill cancer cells while leaving healthy cells completely untouched. It's like a smart bomb that only targets the enemy. Now, I need to be clear, turmeric is not a miracle cure, and you should never stop taking prescribed medication without talking to your doctor. But what we're seeing is that this ancient root has legitimate, scientifically proven healing properties that work. The ancient healers were right. They just didn't have microscopes to prove it. So here's where it gets frustrating. You might be thinking, great. I'll just start taking turmeric every day. And that's smart. But there's a catch that the supplement companies don't want you to know. Your body can't absorb curcumin. I know, right? All this incredible healing power, and your digestive system just flushes it right out. Studies show that if you take pure curcumin, only about 1% actually makes it into your bloodstream. The rest? Wasted. This is called poor bioavailability, and it's the reason why some people take turmeric and feel nothing. But, and this is where ancient wisdom saves us again. There's a solution that's been hiding in plain sight for 4,000 years. Black pepper. The ancient Ayurvedic doctors always combined turmeric with black pepper. Always. They called it trikatu in certain formulas. And modern science finally figured out why. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine. When you combine piperine with curcumin, absorption increases by 2,000%. 2,000%. That's not a typo. A tiny pinch of black pepper makes turmeric 20 times more effective. And there's one more trick: curcumin is fat-soluble, which means it dissolves in fat, not water. So if you take turmeric with a healthy fat, coconut oil, olive oil, avocado, nuts, your body absorbs even more. This is why traditional Indian cooking is so brilliant. Turmeric is always cooked in ghee or oil, often with black pepper, in curries and dishes. They accidentally created the perfect delivery system. The famous golden milk recipe. Turmeric mixed with warm milk, black pepper, and a little honey or coconut oil, isn't just trendy. It's a 4,000-year-old biohacking formula that actually works. Now let's bring this home. On this channel, we explore how plants help us in 4 ways: physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. Turmeric delivers on all 4. If you deal with any kind of chronic pain, arthritis, back pain, muscle soreness, turmeric can be life-changing. Studies show it reduces joint pain and stiffness as effectively as pharmaceutical anti-inflammatories, but without destroying your stomach lining or liver. It protects your heart by improving the lining of your blood vessels, reducing cholesterol, and preventing blood clots. And for anyone worried about cancer, while it's not a cure, research shows curcumin can slow the spread of certain cancer cells and even make chemotherapy more effective. Remember that grandmother with Alzheimer's? She's not alone. Studies show curcumin increases levels of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is like fertilizer for your brain. It helps grow new neurons and fights the plaques that cause Alzheimer's. It also boosts serotonin and dopamine, which is why it helps with depression and anxiety. Some people report feeling clearer, sharper, and more focused after just a few weeks. This is where it gets personal. In Ayurvedic medicine, turmeric is said to cleanse the chakras, particularly the solar plexus, the center of personal power and confidence. Hindu and Buddhist practitioners use turmeric in meditation and prayer because they believe it purifies the body and opens spiritual pathways. Now, whether you're spiritual or not, there's something undeniable: when your body isn't inflamed, when your mind is clear, when pain isn't controlling your life, you feel more present, more connected, more alive. That's the spiritual benefit of healing. You become who you're meant to be. So let's get practical. Here's how to actually use turmeric effectively. Option 1, golden milk, the traditional way. 1 cup warm milk, dairy or plant-based. 1 teaspoon turmeric powder. 1/4 teaspoon black pepper. 1 teaspoon coconut oil or ghee. Honey to taste. Mix it all together, drink before bed. This is what that grandmother drank every single day. Option 2, fresh turmeric root. Grate fresh turmeric into smoothies, juices, or stir-fries. Always add a pinch of black pepper and healthy fat. Warning: it will stain everything. Wear gloves. Option 3, supplements. Look for supplements that include piperine or black pepper extract. Aim for 500 to 1000 milligrams of curcumin daily. Choose brands that have been third-party tested. Option 4, cooking. Add turmeric to curries, soups, rice, eggs, roasted vegetables. Cook it with oil and black pepper. Even adding it to your morning scrambled eggs works. The key is consistency. The studies that showed benefits had people taking turmeric daily for at least 4 to 6 weeks. So here's what we've learned today. For 4,000 years, turmeric was revered as sacred medicine. Ancient healers used it to treat everything from wounds to depression, and they were right. Modern science has now proven that this golden root contains one of nature's most powerful healing compounds, one that fights inflammation, protects your brain, lifts your mood, and may even prevent cancer. But the most beautiful part? It's not locked away in some expensive lab. It's not controlled by pharmaceutical companies. It's growing in the earth, available to anyone, just like it has been for thousands of years. That's the power of nature's vault. The answers have been here all along. We just forgot to look. This is what we're going to do on this channel, unlock the forgotten wisdom. If this resonated with you, subscribe to Finn's Nature Vault. Hit that notification bell, because next week we're diving into another plant that's been hiding in plain sight. And drop a comment below, have you used turmeric? What was your experience? I read every single comment. I'm Finn, and this is Nature's Vault.